And now we're live.
Hello, fishing world, and the broader community too, I'd say, Adrian, hopefully.
Well, Davey, it's just you and me.
It's just you and I in our little studio here tonight.
We can catch up as mates because,
Yes.
well, we thought he was a mate.
I know. You think someone's a mate, and then you find out that they are, in fact, a real estate agent.
Well, he should be sitting there. But
Yeah. Our regular guest / third part-time host, Joey, was supposed to be with us tonight, but sent us a message about an hour before we were set to record, just saying that he'd been real estated. So, in other words, he got the scent of some cash. A deal was in the works, and he snuffled his way over to someone's house or something. He's got some emergency cash swindling meeting happening, and he's trying to close some deals and bank some checks.
You reckon that's what's going on?
Yeah, I reckon that he's taken up a better offer, Adrian.
Taking up the best offer possible. So it's just you and me, Davey, as mates. So
that's right. We've got some stuff to go through. Although we sat here, we came into the studio and we said to ourselves, we haven't really done much in the last week because virtually from the time I left this studio or within a day, I came down with something far more serious than COVID.
Oh no, syphilis.
The man flu.
Oh, the man flu.
So I have been at home annoying my wife, unable to work for the last few days. I've been back at work the last 2 days, but it was my birthday early in the week.
Oh, happy birthday, Davey.
Yeah.
You do like to go into hiding when it's your birthday. So what did you do?
I'm ready for my present. I'll close my eyes. Where is it?
Here you go.
Ah,
you get a pen.
An O'Brien real estate pen.
It's been used, but yeah.
Thank you so much.
It's on behalf of me and Joey.
Hey, is our live broadcast working?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Yeah, I think we got 9 people watching.
I knew it because last week we went live as a test run, and I think everyone got notified for that, but not the second one.
Well, if you can hear us loud and clear, if the audio is working fine, just hit like or leave a comment so we know if everything's working good, because we are new to this live streaming thing, and we think we're going to stick with it because it makes things a bit easier for us.
Yeah, Adrian's very excited about this because people might not know this. Let's delve into this a little bit. After we record the show, we basically have to render the video files and audio files. And then because here in Somerville Industrial Estate, the download speed's terrible, we then pack up the operation and move mobile into the heart of Somerville where there's great download rates.
Well, basically, we go to the pub because there's a 5G tower at the pub.
Well,
and we get to eat parmas and we get to upload videos in 10 to 15 minutes. So.
Yeah, that's right. But it's hard work, to be honest, because that pub has crap parmas.
Well, it didn't used to.
I know.
It was a Friday lunch routine for me and my guys that used to work with me.
I know. They used to be quite good.
And we used to go down there basically every Friday and have a counter meal.
Now, I've eaten a lot of parmas, so much so that me and my other mate, Reese Kennedy, once, well, he actually still does it, had a Parma rating page that we called Parmageddon.
So this was on Facebook and, you guys used to go around the country, I guess, and rate parmas.
We did. And usually they were fishing destinations because we were off fishing.
Of course.
So
only natural, Dave. You're not going to drive like 10 hours down the road to just eat a parma.
Well, it got to that point where we were driving like an hour, like on a Friday night. We'd go, you ever heard of Miss Palmer's in the city? We'd go.
Miss Palmer's?
You heard of that?
I've heard of her 5 daughters.
Yeah. Okay. No worries.
Oh,
we would go to places like that, which, that's a bit of a journey. Just it got to the point where we were venturing further and further afield for a good parma. And they are few and far between. Some people just like they don't put enough thought into their parmas and they think, it's a parma.
Well, parma's traditionally quite a basic meal. And you kind of spruce it up with the kind of salads you put with it and the way you, I guess, bake the cheese on top. Because that really makes a great parma, I reckon.
You got to do the simple things well.
Yeah.
It's not about what extra ingredients you can put on it. And a big problem I've been finding lately, we've got shortages in lettuce, all
Yes.
sorts of stuff. Is there a chicken shortage?
Well, I believe I heard on the radio this morning that KFC's putting up their prices for the third time this year. So
I thought
that
you were going
must
to
be
say they're substituting some other animal for the chicken.
Oh, no.
KFC's putting duck in their burgers.
Oh, God.
That'd be quite nice, actually.
Well, we've still got to catch a fish on Danny the Duck.
Oh, yeah, he's there ready to go.
I know.
I was wondering if there's a chicken shortage because now, for Somerville, for an example, they used to have a quite nice breast fillet.
Yes.
Don't grow up, Adrian. Chicken breast, mate.
Well, I like the thighs, to be honest.
Yes, that is yes. Okay, but now
look, they're sweet and juicy.
We're going off bit topic here, but
Oh.
we'll just quickly discuss this. It's now that prepackaged crap that you can it's like just a minced chicken.
Well, it's
bones and stuff.
basically mass-produced, frozen, pre-crumbed stuff.
Yeah. So I'm seeing this become more and more common that they're serving this stuff. But anyway,
And another thing I'm seeing that is quite uncommon these days is that they're called parmies instead of parmas.
yeah.
Normally,
well,
the parma was the dominant thing on a menu. Now it's becoming more of a parmy.
yeah. I
Is
always
this an
thought it
issue
was
with you?
I always thought it was a Parma, and I
Yeah.
thought anyone who called it a Parmy is an idiot.
Well, it's the way it's spelt.
But then
It's the way
I
it's
was like, hang
pronounced.
on a second. If you actually look at the parent word, which is Parmigiana,
Yes,
there is an I there.
exactly.
Someone's just decided to remove the I and put an A there, which I suppose is kind of classic Australian, but it could be argued that Parmy is the correct nicknaming. Are we done with Parma chat?
Well, that wasn't really on our sked tonight, but it got carried away.
No, we just went down that rabbit hole. One of the big things from our last episode where we had Mitch and Luke on, which we had some great feedback from that episode, by the way, apart from our audio, which was crap.
Hang on, someone says, please don't open this can of worms. All right, we're stopped Parma chat, all right?
I'm trying to move on. Adrian's now dragged me back there again.
No.
How is the audio, by the way, everyone?
Well, people are saying, yeah, it's mint. Audio's spot on, fellas.
Yeah.
I've done a few tests.
Tech
this
wizard
week.
Adrian's.
Yeah. I've done a lot of testing. Like, I've done a few private live streams, and I've rewatched it and go, no.
Basically, I heard the finished results of last week. I bashed Adrian, locked him in the recording studio, and said, you do not come out until you fix that audio, Adrian. And now look at it. He's come up with a... What did you do, Adrian? Is it exciting or is it some boring tech speak?
No, it's not overly exciting. It's just, look, I had... it's too technical for you, Dave. We'll move on to another topic.
Yeah, you're right.
You won't understand what's going on.
My eyes had already gone down to this lure that's just sitting on the desk for some reason.
Well, Ace Chase put his lunchbox in full of lures, and he somehow misplaced this and left it on the table. Maybe he wants us to use it.
We've had it for a while now, so I think it is ours. So I got distracted by the shiny thing. So yeah, it's probably best that you didn't talk about that.
Someone's saying, look at these two big blue fins.
Couple of big blue fins. What was I talking about? Yes. So the feedback from last week, a lot of it was about a claim from one of our guests, Mitch Chapman, that he was going to chop a dread off, all his dreads off.
Yes.
Now,
are we twisting this a little bit, or are we going with the truth?
What's going to happen? I'm going to have to get up here, Adrian, and you're going to have to switch to the other camera, and I'm just going to.
Do you want me to turn that mic on for you too?
Well, I don't know how much that's going to get of me.
No, that's all right.
Yeah. Hang on, I'm going rogue.
Yeah, so what's happened is, Mitch Chapman, if our last podcast didn't make a certain, you're on that mic. Yeah.
Okay, so also have been asking about Target 100.
Target 100, Dave, say it right.
Oh, sorry, Target 100. Target 100, that would be silly. So what we've come up with here, if you may want to explain, Adrian.
Okay, so just pull the board up, Dave. Have a look. We've now moved on.
Target 100. We now have.
No, we've moved on from Target 100 because we thought that's too easy. Year 2022, too many tuna. And we've gone to, we've basically gone to...
no more Target 100. We've just shelved it.
Yeah.
We are now moving into a phase that we like to call Operation lock off.
So, as stated by Mitch last week, he said if the show gets 2,500 views, we are going to cut off all of his dreads.
Look, that's what I thought he said. And then Adrian's like, no, that's not what he said. He said the opposite, that if we don't get 2,000, no, say, do get to 2,500, he will. Wait, what did he originally say, Adrian? What was Mitch's original claim?
Well, he said, look, I'm going to cut off my hair if the show doesn't get to 2,500 likes on the last podcast. So if you want Mitch to lose his hair, we've twisted this a little bit to suit in our favour.
We thought about it and we thought his original pledge doesn't actually suit the show because we don't want to encourage less people to listen.
Oh, God,
no. We thought, that kind of encourage less people to listen.
Oh, God,
no. We thought, that kind of ruins it. And then I said, you know what? Stuff it. We'll just make this up and twist his words, and we're changing it to, if we can get over 2,500 views on that episode, Mitch is going to cut his locks off. And he has agreed to this, I assume.
Oh.
So we have now shelved tag at 100.
Yeah.
And we are moving into Operation Lockoff. As you can see by my beautiful illustrations on the board of into Operation Lockoff. As you can see by my beautiful illustrations on the board of a fish with dreadlocks. A fish with dreadlocks. That episode now has 447 views on YouTube. We need to get to 2,500, and I reckon if enough people... that episode now has 447 views on YouTube. We need to get to 2,500, and I reckon if enough people mind us and get stuck into Mitch, he will fold, and we'll be cutting his dreads off at 2,500.
Oh, yeah. So get on it.
That is the plan with that one.
We definitely twisted that around to suit our favour.
We did. I'm not sure how that's going to go down with Mitch, but I think that if enough noise is made, he's going to have to fold to peer pressure, isn't he?
Oh, 100%.
Isn't that the beauty of peer pressure? So
someone loves your tuna picture. So Dave actually rates himself as a great artist, guys.
No, I don't.
He draws these things down, and sometimes I go, it's not a bad drawing, Dave. But I don't actually compliment him. I keep it to myself because he would get a big head, I reckon.
I actually genuinely think my drawing sucks.
Well, your fish one sucked, but you get the picture of it. Like, if we look at that again.
That was supposed to be a cartoon.
Yeah. There's a fish with a couple of curly locks there that resemble, I guess, dreadlocks. So.
Look, he's kind of like a stoner fish. I'm not saying Mitch is a stoner, but he probably is. But, he's kind of like a cartoony stoner fish. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He is. He's got red eyes or red tails.
So someone likes the tuna.
Yeah. Nathan McDermott, he loves it.
It's a bit fat. I mean,
he said the tuna the fish is spot on. So yeah,
good to know. Okay. I can sell some of my drawings if there's a real market out there for it. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's going on, Adrian? You look like you're really intrigued by what's happening on the YouTube.
No, nothing's nothing really is too much happening on it.
I'm glad
we've got
to
a few
see
people watching and commenting, but
no, I'm glad. I'm glad there's some interacting going on there. So yeah, keep an eye on that. We will get a report from Mitch, I assume.
Oh yeah.
I don't think he really has a choice.
I'm pretty sure I just worded it. I said, look, there's a twist in the saga. Stay tuned. Watch the podcast tonight, and massive twist.
That's right. So how is the fuel price? We bring this up every week. Fuel prices. It's not looking good, is it?
Well, for someone, who fills up all the time with their business and stuff, I haven't really noticed it as much because you just go, man, I'm filling up again. But I assume those guys that have these big twin engines on their boats who have about 600 litres to troll for tuna a day, right? They're feeling it.
Well, that's kind of where I was going with it. I can see that if this trend is gonna continue, it could literally shape the way that we fish. there could be a lot more pressure on inshore fisheries. People could not want to travel as much. People could want to downsize their boats and their tow vehicles. So there could be quite an impact on the industry,
Yeah, right.
especially if we see that excise removed and
Yeah.
prices going up towards that $3 mark. Everyone could be rolling around in little 420 Renegades like your boat, Adrian.
Well, what happens if it goes up to $3? Does the country explode? Do people start firing?
Alarm bells start ringing.
Yeah.
Everyone runs around in circles.
Is this like Y2K 1999?
Wow, surely there's this threshold where you're just not allowed to put it up anymore. I mean, they're going to run out of numbers on the fuel pump, aren't
Wow.
they?
You reckon it's going to get to $100 a litre? Please don't tell me you're serious.
No, I'm not serious. Although you never know. At least it's cheaper than buying lettuces at the moment.
Well, I actually did make a statement the other night. Joey was making a salad, and he was complaining about the price of lettuce. And I
Oh.
said, Joey, you know what? You might as well put diesel in your salad. It's a bit cheaper and it tastes probably just as nice.
Your taste buds are ruined.
Probably.
Yeah, so a little bit of a fuel update. I know we do that fairly often because it's I'm just in disbelief the fact that it's come to this.
Well, your bait fishing's it's not really going to affect you too
No.
much, really. You just turn the motor on at the boat ramp and you anchor up. So you're only using a couple of litres anyway to go bait fishing.
Yeah,
It's your tuna, your marlin, your whatever.
that's right.
Where you got your engine running all day.
Yeah,
Sun up to sundown.
yeah. I mean, it literally. I think this time last year, what was it, like $1.50, something like that?
Yeah, possibly.
We're nearly
Hmm.
twice that amount. So
Yeah.
I mean, does it halve the amount you can go out and enjoy fishing? Or you know what I mean? We're just gonna have to change our habits a little bit, I think. But anyway, we probably talked about that too much.
maybe countries should stop caring about the war in Russia, maybe, because that's why there's sanctions, really.
Yeah,
Or should they care?
I
is
don't
the
know.
question.
I feel like that's way beyond my pay grade to
Okay.
discuss. I just like to whinge about prices. How about we check out some of our fishing reports, Adrian, because we've got a few of our weekly reports.
We do. So
Welcome to the hookup. Welcome to the hookup. Indeed, Adrian.
Yeah.
Very exciting opener for a very exciting segment. I think I might kick off strongly with a strong point once again because we've had Simon Webster from Gippsland, the report writer extraordinaire, has written into us.
What's he actually caught this time? He seems to have, comes across some great reports every week.
Strap those ears on, everyone, because I'm coming at you with a red hot fishing report. That's not Simon saying that. That's me.
Oh.
Gippy report. There are still salmon being landed off lakes entrance, beaches, on pilchards and blade lures.
Yeah, so this is one of the pictures he sent in. That is actually a stonker salmon. That's huge.
Is to be in an estuary,
Yeah.
not off a beach, but right animal. That is a really big salmon, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like a genuine
Oh, he
beast.
did send me another one, but maybe that's the same fish. Do you want to have a guess, Dave, how long that is on the Shimano brag mat? Because he did send a picture as well.
You only just flicked it up. Can I have another quick look? Like a
Well,
one
pictures
second.
again,
This could be
so-
a fun game. I don't. Okay, don't worry about it. I'll just
we've
use
got
my
it.
photographic memory. Okay, so are you doing it? I'm confused now.
Well, if it opens again, but
I'm just going to go off that short flicker that you gave me before. Okay, that seemed like hard work. I'm going to say that right there is
come on, give us a quick centimetre.
mid to high 60s, 67.
67, you reckon,
Yep.
on the old Shimano brag mat?
That's what I'm going with for that one.
Well, the answer here is...
Ooh, what is
it was
that?
zooming in 68 and a half.
Oh, are you serious?
Yes. Good guess, Dave. That is
Mate.
a really good guess.
Mate,
So
that
maybe-
is
maybe we
King
could-
Kong, Donkey Kong.
Maybe we
guess.
could have a new segment on here, guys. Send in your fish pics with you holding it, and then send me another picture, just me, on the brag mat, so we can get Dave to guess how big this fish is.
And like I think
You were 1.5.
And like I think I
You
might
were
be
1.5. You were a bee's dick off it.
I think I might be magic. I genuinely think I might be magic.
Yeah.
Am I levitating right now? I feel like I could be.
Possibly.
But back to the reports. But that is a fun little game. Small pinky snapper still frequently the Cunningham arm as well.
Yeah.
Lake Tyre still producing quality bream and a few flathead, a few XXL sized salmon as well.
Double XL, he reckons.
Yes. McLaughlin's Beach producing a few nice gummies. 5 to 6K offshore there. So people going through that death bar to get to them.
Yeah.
It's a
the death
notorious
bar.
bar, that one. Blue Rock Dam has produced a few big bass up to 50 centimeters during the week. Oh, that's huge for a bass. We got a photo
is that
of that?
one of these ones?
Yes. That is a bass. You know how I know that?
Because of the snout?
Yeah. The head's rounded.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know you knew that.
Well, we kind of had this discussion when we had Mitch on the first time round. Because we're like, wait, hang on, is that the same fish? Because they kind of go through a point where they do, I don't know.
I think you can get hybrids.
Yeah.
Anderson's Inlet at Inverloch has been quiet for land-based salmon this week after fishing extremely well this past month. Mitchell River Mouth and Duck Arm holding nice brim around jetties and natural structure. No sword reports recently, think largely due to inclement weather over the last week. I have a sword report.
You've got a sword report?
Richie Alboa got one.
Oh, recently in the CAC weather?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
CAC weather.
Yeah.
Yeah, he fished some yucky weather and he got a sword about 30 kilo.
Oh,
I believe.
like a knife?
Yeah.
You said you had a sword report.
Knife one, Adrian.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either. He got a 30 kilo one.
Yeah. Is that unusual for winter?
The smaller ones?
Yeah.
Well, that's the whole thing. The small ones aren't supposed to be able to withstand the cooler water temperatures as well as the bigger ones. That's why originally we never used to see like much of a small size class of fish at all. So the thought on that was that...
Well, maybe because there were so many large ones, Dave, that the larger ones were getting to our baits before the small ones.
Yeah, that's also possible. We might have thinned out the herd enough that the small ones get a crack now.
Yeah.
Lots of theories to have there, but yeah, so that the bigger ones can withstand our cooler water, and even our water's cooler, it's very high in nutrients.
Yeah.
So it's well worth them coming down and fattening up. And then traditionally they would then move back up north over summer, but then we've had captures of Victoria through summer as well. So there's much learned about the old swordfish movements, Adrian.
Yes, there actually is.
That is all that Simon has for us.
Oh, good report again, Simon. We love him.
That is all that Simon has for us.
Oh, good report again, Simon. We love him.
Another great report.
Especially with the photos we got this time, with the where Dave had to guess, and he almost got it.
Oh,
what do we do if Dave actually guesses the size?
That was legitimately the best thing that's happened this week.
I reckon you have to do another tornado skull if you get it right.
Have to. I get rewarded with a tornado skull.
Yes.
Fair enough. How about we move on to Tassie reports?
Yeah. What do you got at Tassie?
So Jonah says, fairly quiet. He always starts off so positively with his reports.
He does, doesn't he?
Fairly quiet overall for the past few weeks.
Now,
for the past few weeks.
Jonah's fishing, he's one of those guys that always catches, basically. I think he's missed like fishing like on big fish once this year.
That's right. So this week he decided to break out his tuna trolling gear. He's been concentrating on his swordfish all year, and he's gone out for one day, and he's caught one. But I think that comes up in this report, so I might just keep reading through that one. He thinks a lot of the reason that the fishing is quiet at the moment is that it's the time of the year where motivation to fish drops for a lot of people. It gets cold and the weather is not so nice. And also it's down there the traditional bluefin season is still a little bit more like what it used to be for us, where it's a bit shorter. So I
Yeah,
think people
well,
stop looking
he
a
reckons you
bit
can
earlier.
kind of get them all year round. You just got to go out and it's going to be hit and miss, but you may get one. So,
Yeah, well, that's right. But
and he's actually hooked a large yellowfin off those rocks too,
he has. That's not super uncommon down there.
isn't it?
It used to be quite well known for big yellowfin down
Wow.
Eagle Hawk Neck. So he went out for a troll on Saturday in average conditions, managed a few small bluefin around 10 to 15 kilo. Then in the afternoon, he had a big workup of seals, birds, and barrels. He managed to get a hook up on one of the smaller size class barrels. Ooh, is this a barrel though?
He's calling it a barrel, but he's tried to word it smaller class barrel. Now we've had this discussion. What did we come up with where you can class a tuna a barrel?
Oh well, you said that. Didn't we say below 70 was a keg
Yeah,
or something?
yeah.
I don't know what we said.
Oh well, we make it up as we go.
We do, because there's nobody that actually is tuna boss and can make those rules. So what's the point of having an opinion? We estimated it around 60 or 70 kilo. On the same day, another local guru, Lockie Nichols, managed to hook a barrel slender tuna. So
You got to actually. He did send a photo. I should have sent it to myself.
I thought you would have.
Because
I shouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, you shouldn't be surprised.
No.
So he actually hadn't heard much of slender tuna until this year, where there was a massive schools of them getting caught off Port Fairy in Portland.
There was a lot down our way. I have seen them caught down at Tassie before.
Yeah, but as common as it was here, like it was ridiculous.
That's right, and it's actually quite a big one. Since Adrian hasn't organised the photo, you all just have to imagine that.
Yeah, basically.
But you did get the photo of Jonah's
Yeah,
keg barrel.
of course I did.
Have we shown everyone that?
No, because you haven't. Well, here it is. This is his mini keg one. No, because you haven't. Well, here it is. This is his mini keg one. Oh no, what do you call it? A mini barrel. So I think he said it estimated 70 kilo. Did he?
He did say that, yeah. So lovely fish there. What you can't see there.
How long is that fish, Dave?
Did he tell us?
No, he didn't.
Okay. So it's 70 odd kilo. I'm gonna say.
You know what's funny? Because he was trying to gauge his fish on that solo one I got on my boat. He goes, "Oh, how long was yours?" And I told him, "Oh, I think it was like 170, 169 or something. I think."
I thought you said 160.
No, we measure. And he goes, "Oh shit, that's long." So I don't know if that makes his fish sound smaller or longer.
Okay, I'm gonna say, but we don't know what it is.
Yeah, we don't have the
game's-
answer.
But maybe do I guess, and then we can tell everyone on social media later. 7-1.
171.
Short length.
Okay, straight short.
That's what I'm giving him. Now, what you can't see in that photo is it's quite still ravaged. Now, my voice is probably starting to battle ravaged. Now, my voice is probably starting to battle Adrian, so you're probably going to need to help me out a little bit here.
Yeah, what do you want? Oh, God. Bit. Just bear with me while Dave almost does.
Just a bit of a tickle in the throat. So basically the seals managed to ravage that fish of his. What are your thoughts on catching big barrel tuna? Do the seals
like a big barrel slender like that one?
Do you think the seals lessen the achievement of a big bluefin?
Well, lessen or make it great. You're still catching the same fish, regardless. Like, it's not always you're going to get sealed when you're fishing at the rock. But it's very common.
No, it is becoming very common down there. So almost unusual to get one in without seal interaction. So it's just something that people have had to learn to put up with there. And
Absolutely.
we're saying it we're seeing it become actually quite common at Port Mac in South Australia as well.
Yeah, we have seen a lot of fish um, getting grabbed by the throat and by the seals, and it's almost becoming eagle hawk like.
Yeah, I know. And it's really just there's probably been a couple past seasons, but this year there's been probably more than a dozen that I've seen photos of. So it's really developing into a problem there as well.
Yeah.
So John said had more cooking points for us that he just never sent through. So
Did he?
unless he sent them he might have sent them on our question post for later.
Okay.
So that's the Tassie wrap up from him.
Yeah.
Very eagle hawk neck dominated. I don't know if he got anything from any other part of that state, but that's what we got there from Jonah. So we might move on to our local waters, or not so local waters, but more stuff in our zone.
Yeah.
So I've had a little whiting update from the online tackle guys who have their fingers on the pulse.
Yeah.
And I'm told that they are still going quite well.
Okay.
But they are a little bit hit and miss.
Hit and miss, you reckon?
So some days the guys are coming in with a full bag, and some days they are coming in with only a handful.
Yeah.
And they're struggling for their fish. So still worth going out there for those. But I have also been informed the squid are going really well.
The squid. Oh, wow. That's good.
Yeah, so it's a great time of year for that. And that solves the whole fuel issue we were talking about earlier. That's a great fun day. A low cost fun day local fishing, isn't it?
I heard Flinders has been going good again.
Yes.
Which isn't low cost in fuel unless you launch it off Flinders.
Well, you launch off Flinders.
Yeah.
Even off the jetty there. One of the best big land-based squid fishing platforms in Australia, you'd have to say.
100%. It is the number one big squid fishing location in Australia, in the world for southern calamari.
That's a big call.
Well,
I'm not an alcoholic, everyone.
They're big squid.
I'm swinging at this beer trying to keep my throat moist because it's drying out a little bit as I'm still recovering.
Those listening, if you reckon Dave should do a tornado skull of his beer, let us know.
Yeah, no. Oh, maybe, but no. After we finish the podcast.
Okay.
So squid going well. So that's a great day on the water. Squid wars with your mates.
Oh yeah.
This time of year always good. Salmon in both bays. I think the last time I went out, I was coming back in the eastern entrance of Western Port, and there was schools of salmon working through there.
Along Church Hill there's always stacks on that little bank there.
Yeah.
So every time I come
just
out
near Rill.
Yeah.
That's pretty common. Yeah. And sometimes with the odd tailor mixed in with them, actually, which is a little bonus surprise.
Jason Taylor, you reckon?
Jason Taylors in there mixed up. So that's good sport, and actually, they can be quite good food if you look after them right.
They can be.
Yellowfin tuna. Now, earlier this week, some reports came through. I think on Sunday there was a really good bite encountered by boats out of there with yellowfin in the sort of 50 to 80 kilo range.
80 kilo got caught, did it? I didn't see that one.
I think there was a couple of 70
to 80s. That's a big yellow dog, that one.
Taken from the few boats that were out who they followed the water, the currents that were on the forecasting apps, Rip Charts and Fish Track or whatever.
SSTs.
There's an eddy there and a hot water edge that
you love a good eddy, don't you?
Oh, eddies are great. They really concentrate the bait in there and make it easy to find where the fish are, or they help a lot anyway. So the guys went out there and found big yellowfin busting up. So there's good yellowfin bite there, and I was kind of desperate to go up there. So I'm going to keep an eye on that because there's also been a lot of yellowfin off Sydney as well.
Oh, Sydney too.
And to the south, just to the south of there as well. So
because we actually had a good mate of ours launch off Birmingham and get one yesterday, wasn't it?
Yeah, so I think Rodney and Scott.
Yeah, Rodney Gillum on his big 50-footer.
God,
he's gone out there.
Fuel in that thing, Adrian.
Oh yeah, and he's gone pretty far from Birmingham. He's gone all the way. all the way north, I think, didn't he?
Yeah, that's what you told me.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure where he went. But yeah, so there's that. I think that's very exciting that the last, I think, probably 3 or 4 years, the yellowfin fishery seems to have returned quite strongly.
You reckon it's going to become great again like the bluefin fishing is down here? Because this year, the bluefin fishing has been out of this world.
I don't know if it can match what we've got down here for consistency and size of fish. It's just insane. And they're in shallow water and they're holding in areas for months at a time.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. So the yellowfin are quite a bit more current dependent. Although, back in the day, they came inshore a lot. And last year, they were actually in close to shore at Jervis Bay for some time there.
Yeah. Didn't someone get them off the rocks there?
I don't know about off the rocks, although they have in the past, but boats were getting them at Jervis Bay in really close last year in good numbers.
Yeah.
And big fish. So they're good signs. And I reckon if that happens, there's a good consistent bite this year, we need to get up there and get a different coloured tuna to talk about.
A yellow dog.
That's right. So one thing I was going to mention with those yellowfin, the lure of choice for them.
The old squidgy.
Yes. So I don't know if people have seen these. They're a big soft plastic, basically.
They used to be about $15, $15.99 back in the day. And I believe Dave had one still in a packet a few years ago, and he sold it on Gumtree or something for like $100.
They went up.
He's like, yes, I sold my squidgy.
So this is a case of a opportunity missed from Squidgy or Shimano, whoever are in that Squidgy. And when they were producing them and they were being stocked in tackle stores, they cost bugger all, like you're saying, because nobody was using them. Nobody knew how effective they were. And then years later, obviously someone's like pulled one out of their back shed and given it a run. And what do you know? But big tuna, I know bluefin eat them too, but yellowfin especially seem to really love these lures. And they weren't being made anymore because obviously like they'd gone out of production because there wasn't enough uptake.
Yeah.
But now everyone was going through all the bargain bins trying to get them. And fast forward to now, if you have an original blue water livey, some of them were selling for like $200 to $300.
That's crazy, isn't it?
And now
even though there's a lot of imitation ones that work just as well.
Well, that's it. Now you've got all these imitation ones.
Mostly it's just a giant paddle tail with a sinker head.
Yeah, that's right. I've still got a few. I've got a red bait one at home.
Yeah.
I keep meaning to run on the big bluefin because the good thing about them is though you can slow the boat right down and they'll sink and still be swimming.
Yeah. Although, the tail will be vibrating and causing some kind of reaction with the large tunas. So
that's right. So I think they'd be quite an effective tuna tool, not just for up there, but down here as well. So you're going up on those yellowfin, definitely get your hands on some of them. And they are also very susceptible to a water lure.
Yes, I heard. I've seen.
Which would be pretty good visually.
Yeah.
Watching,
you reckon I should get the 420 out there off the second? Is it second shelf, first shelf? Where are these fish?
It depends on the currents, mate.
Yeah.
But they can be quite wide. But runs of 40K plus are not really that much to that little
not really
that little
anymore.
sea weapon.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because our reporter from the southeast there, he keeps asking when is the 420, Australia's favourite 420, going to be down at the Gippsland Lakes?
Yes.
So when is it, Dave?
Well, I don't know. We do like to go to that region for our Christmas holidays and do like beach swims and stuff in the boats.
Yeah.
Or are you talking about going there and like going sword fishing or something?
Well, perhaps. No, but he's saying the lakes. What I'm planning on doing, because Brendan loves to go down and catch flatty.
Oh.
And I'm going to work out when he goes down there and just be on the water before him.
Yeah, I wouldn't go when he goes. Every time he goes, it seems to be like school holidays or there's some reason there's been too many boats on them or something like that. So, just go all the times he doesn't go there and you should be right.
Yeah.
Catch some.
Well, that's what we're hoping anyway.
Oh, excuse me. Just thought I'd wet the old throat again.
But yeah, so South Australia, the tuna fishing has been unreal.
Yeah, still going strong.
Yeah.
You could have gone to Port McDonald at any point in the last 3 months or so. 3 months? Yeah. I
and
reckon.
had a chance of tangling with one of these giants.
Well, you'd be more likely to catch one than to not catch one, I feel.
So, what do you reckon the ratio is, like boats to hookups?
Well, the last, like, probably 3 or 4 weeks, don't get me wrong, there's
Yeah.
obviously days where they get lockjaw, because they just don't feed all the time.
Mm.
But it seems very consistent that boats are getting multiple shots a day, 2 to 3 to even 4 shots a day
Yeah.
on these big bluefin, and they're busting out all over the place. And guys are just pitching live baits and still getting them on trolled lures and getting 2 to 3 fish a day. It's just crazy.
That's unbelievable. So
Yeah.
you reckon, like, yeah, 1-to-1 basically for a hookup. If you go launch at a Port McDonald,
Just
you
put the
gonna get
boat
a
in the
hookup?
water and you've got one.
oh shit!
Nah, well, if you want to catch a big barrel, geez, it's pretty good odds at the moment. It's not like back in the day when we used to do weeks at a time for the hope of getting one hookups. You could go down there and realistically expect to catch a few of them, which is world class, pretty exciting fishery.
It really is. It really is a world class fishery.
Yeah.
Any more reports around the country?
Around the country? No. Well, that's about all I've got.
I
But
saw Sub McCluskey getting a couple of rock craze.
yeah, good mate, Sub.
Yeah.
He
He's up WA Coral Bay, I think.
the man that wrote our intro and outro music.
Yeah.
He's over there. Where is he, Adrian?
Coral Bay, WA.
Uh,
I think he's actually just decided he's taking the rest of the year off and traveling around Australia.
yeah.
Good on him.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Do it while you're young.
Well, we need Sub to send us some reports from over there because we're a bit Victoria-centric at the moment. Although we do have Tassie.
Yeah.
But what was he catching? He was getting some finger
Spangled
marks.
emperors and yeah.
Awesome. Bit of variety.
Yeah.
That
The good eating fish, the tasty ones.
In the warm weather.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds pretty good.
I'm into that.
Yeah, so that's about all the reports that I've got for you. Did we want to check out our comments on Insta?
On Insta?
Go through our community engagement program.
Yeah, I think we do have a few questions that need to be answered this week. Like, when will Mitch cut his dreads when the video goes to 2,500 views?
Yeah. Well, we've definitely covered that.
Yeah.
There was certainly some confusion as to what he had said. It was a real blur as to what he had said originally. And given that there's no way of retracing what that was, we're just going to have to go with the fact that it's once we hit that 2.5K mark on that video,
yeah,
he will be cutting those bad boys off.
Yeah, so I do have a question from YouTube live stream for you, Dave. Flicking with Oz wants to know, have you blokes got onto the Yellowfin in the past?
Yeah, years ago we did a trip. Me, Pawsey, Joshy and Winger.
Yeah.
This is before Adrian was born.
Even though I'm older than you.
Yeah, no, but like you didn't really exist till you knew me, let's be honest.
Hey.
Your life was just an empty void. So when was that? 2014-ish, I'm going to say. We went up to Jervis Bay. Well, actually, we went up to Sydney first because there'd been a good Yellowfin run. It was about September-ish.
I thought you guys went up there one winter to follow kingfish or something off Eden or something. Wasn't that same year?
Nah, it was a different year. A completely different story.
Okay. Different story, different year.
Don't you dare.
I'm daring.
Yeah, so we went up to Sydney.
Yeah.
We kind of wanted to go to JB, but then I can't remember what happened. But
Brendan would hate that.
Brendan and I read something on social media.
Yeah.
Someone predicted that the water was better off Sydney or something. And we
all...
It
wasn't the local newspaper that was written 3 days before that.
It was some weird thing. But then, yeah, it was like, so we're like, oh, God, we got to go to Sydney. So we've driven into like a capital city.
Yeah.
Sydney to go fishing. And we're like driving through the tunnel into Sydney and like guys like pulling up next to us and going, Winger, like in the tunnel. I'm like, I can't believe it up here, even that people know the boat and everything. Anyway, we went out off Sydney the next day and we completely missed the bite.
Yeah.
Caught nothing. By the way, this was just a weekend trip, so left work
It's a
on
casual
Friday.
weekend,
Just
yeah.
left work on Friday, drove up to Sydney.
Go back to work on Monday.
Yeah.
The ultimate role.
So, yeah, so Josh and Pawsey, who wanted to go to JB, and me and Winger said, let's go to Sydney instead.
Yeah.
Were pretty annoyed because turns out there was heaps of fish caught off JB, heaps of yellowfin. So we ended up going back down there the next day, and long story short, yeah, there was quite a few yellowfin there, and we got one out of a double hookup, about 40, 45 kilo.
That's a good fish. I'd be happy with that.
So yeah,
They have big sickles or just little tiny ones?
Just little penis sickles.
You can't really call that a yellowfin then.
Oh, sorry. Have you caught one?
No.
No. Other than that, I have caught small jellybean ones off Eden, and I have caught medium ones at Fiji.
Oh, wow. So you're quite the yellowfin
No, I'm not.
fisherman.
Compared to my bluefin knowledge and experience, I've had very little to do with them, and that's why it really piqued my interest when there was those reports earlier in the week.
Yeah, but what I noticed with these reports, it's you blink and you miss. You got to get there when you see one report.
It's more watching the water up there on the charts, because the water's moving quite a lot. So, by the next day they could be 20, 30, 40 more Ks away from where they were the day before.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. So, yeah, it's more about that. But last year, like I said, they held at JB for quite a long time.
Yeah.
Next, any more questions on there?
No, that was it on the live stream. But we do have questions on the question post.
So
this was a young whippersnapper Dave in this photo. He's got a red beard and
I thought I'd run that one.
Looking quite trim there, Dave.
Yeah, I thought I'd run that one. Every week we just put up a random photo to garner a bit of interest for our reminder that we're recording / get people involved. So we'll go through some questions there. Kassar Fishing Charters.
What's he saying?
That's not a question. I can't help using gaffs. Do I have a problem? I
think he's got an internet problem because people are getting into him on the internet.
I believe Chris has been partaking in quite a lot of the South Australian big tuna fishery and swinging some gaffs.
I don't think he's doing anything wrong by the regulations, but if he's eating it all, good on him.
Yeah, so
if he's leaving nothing away, it's good on him.
Yeah,
that's all I got to say.
Fair enough. Not doing anything against the law, I guess, but it's everyone just has to make their own decision as to how many fish they want to keep.
You know what? I find people who go fishing for these large tunas who don't eat fish and keep them, I find that bad.
Sure.
Yeah, what are they doing with these giant fish when they know they don't eat fish?
Yeah, I know.
Is it just a trophy for the wall, or?
Yeah, well, you got to wonder sometimes, don't you? I guess everyone just needs to make their own decision as to how much is appropriate for them to keep. So it's a personal thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
I know that one big one between us goes a very long way. Next question. You want to read out another one, Adrian?
Yeah, so we got young Memphis whippersnapper there. He's another one who killed 3 barrels on the weekend. Well done, Memphis.
Not supposed to say it like that.
Oh, well. I'm just being facetious about it. So
he was a part of a triple capture.
Yeah.
With friends.
Yeah.
Which I think was one of his first ones.
Yeah. Well done, Memphis. So he's asking our personal thoughts on spreader bars for barrel tuna. I personally have never ran a spreader bar for a barrel tuna. For school tuna, I have when they're quite tricky on the bite. You, Davey?
No, they're very effective for big tuna, for sure. Yeah.
You're talking about those big dredges that the guys in the States use in Canada?
Yeah, so we're a bit slow on the uptake over here, but they've been a bit of a mainstay of the American fisheries.
Yeah, so do you reckon we should copy their style by netting a lot of herring and just leaving it under the boat?
Herrings?
Yeah.
Well, we're not allowed to do that.
Oh.
Our fish aren't.
I'm sure in Tassie we would be able to do that.
Probably. It's lawless down there.
It basically is.
Yeah, they are really effective. So I think probably 3 or 4 years ago, a bit of a trend started where I believe Bonds was where the first ones to start sort of releasing the dredge style of
Bonzi.
and I mean, yeah, they raise fish for sure. I sometimes will run. I don't like having the full blown giant ones out because I just find they get in the way of everything. There's a lot more drag on the fish when you're fighting it. Means it's easier to break stuff and
Yeah.
kind of not as enjoyable fighting a fish with a dredge hanging out of its head.
But they kind of slide up the line a bit and kind of cause weird tangles and messes and
stuff like that. But I'll run a smaller one often, or like a daisy chain, which is like an inline version.
Yeah.
A
bit more manageable for you reckon?
A bit more manageable when you're gaffing the fish and stuff, and still a bit more noise to raise the fish. But quite often I won't run one. I'll just stick with a standard spread.
Yeah.
So yeah, very good. Next
awesome.
question.
And then we got another question on the live stream. Patrick's asking, have you guys caught tuna with parasites or worms in the flesh?
Yep.
Nice answer, Dave. Yep.
I think everyone's caught them with those little white dots in them, haven't they?
Isn't there those black fluffy things as well? Didn't Joe say something about some black thing in the flesh or something? I don't know.
I've caught them with those little white dots that I
Yeah.
think everyone sees.
Yeah.
I've also caught them with like a big green gooby thing in the flesh, which I think is from like burning out during the fight or something.
Like his liver explodes.
Or like an old tumor or something like that.
Oh, Jesus.
So apparently you can eat those ones with those parasites, but they look really gross. So
yeah,
each to their own with that, I think.
Yeah, and we got another question for you, Davey. Why haven't we seen Dave catch his favourite fish, King George Whiting? How are you going to react to that one, Dave? That's from Team Born to Fish Official.com.au.
Well, when I was like 10,
yeah,
or like younger, I used to catch them a lot.
So you think it's for your bread and butter
do not put
learning.
Words in my mouth.
Okay.
I sort of got over it a little bit,
okay,
and moved on with my life. And these days I don't get as many opportunities to fish as I used to. So when I do, I want to go out and chase the things I want to chase.
I absolutely agree with that. Can't agree with you more.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Any more?
Yeah, there's a
my
few
voice
more.
is just hanging in here, by the way.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that with all this talking, it would degenerate so fast.
Do you prefer baited spike under a float or jigs when fishing squid and Westport?
Oh, this is an Adrian question.
Absolutely.
Go on.
That's my answer. Absolutely. Both.
You're supposed to take some of the... You're supposed to talk so I can have a break.
No, so basically when I squid fish in Western Port, I've always got 2 hand lines in the boat with... And believe it or not, I've actually, in my freezer just here, I've got whiting in the freezer with a spike in him already. So I just pull them out of the freezer and just clip the spike on, ready to go.
Yeah.
And they're the first things I deploy. And it's quite manageable. You just put it on, I guess, snapper rack, and it just spins when you hook up and you set the hook and you're on. And so in the meantime, while they're just drifting and floating, you cast your rod as well.
So which one do you prefer?
Well, both, I guess. But no, honestly, if you want to relax, I think you just want to put your feet up, put the floats out. If you want to really go aggressive on these and get some bait real quick or a feed real quick, you'll chuck the floats out and you'll cast. And you'll have a teabagger as well.
Right.
And yeah, sometimes it can be chaotic. A bit too much going on, so you wind back what you got out when the bite's on, and yeah, you'll work it out. But yeah, I do love using baited jigs. It's a very effective way of getting them in Western Port.
I think I prefer working a jig.
Yeah. Oh, it's fun.
Enjoyment factor.
Oh, look, if you're having a competition with a mate, there's no better enjoyment casting jigs going head to head with mates on the boat. There's banter galore. There's fist pumps and I guess squid stealing opportunities.
Squid wars.
Yeah.
Very exciting. Yeah, so next question. Have we covered the squid one? We have. So do you want to read the next one?
Yeah, sorry. I was just kind of reading questions on the live chat.
Oh, all right. I'll read this one. Question for the pod: what's happening to you, fish? / happened. Well,
What is happening to you, fish?
Well, we put it out to Brendan, and he was going to send a little video in, but he got sidetracked. So he said he's going to come on next week or send a video next week
Yeah.
and chat a little bit about it. But basically, nothing's happened. It's just had a little quiet patch.
Well, it's not quiet. He's doing other things in his life to set him up so he can put more time and energy into his show that that he's put a lot of time and effort in over the years. And he's very excited to get back into it.
That's right.
And he just needs to do what he's doing at the moment to get to that stage. And
That's a beautiful answer, Adrian.
Ah.
Is there more questions on the live chat, is there?
No. There is, but they're just asking, some weird questions. So,
oh, okay.
Yeah, I won't try to
Is
tease
it
people.
is it because I'm visibly dying over here?
Yeah. We do have more questions on here.
Yeah, we do for sure. So
favorite food and snacks while out fishing.
Oh,
You can't beat the pie in the oven.
yeah.
Done. It's simple. It's quick. It's effective. When
I
that
like
raw
the
meat
chili
goes,
tuna wrap's good too, though.
Oh yes. So I keep unopened pack of wraps in the boat and a can of tuna and some Kewpie, and they will last for years until you open it.
Well, the wraps don't.
Well, they last a very long time, maybe 6 months.
Wraps do.
Yeah.
If they're not
sealed.
open.
Yeah. And when you're going for a quick mission and you got no time to pack food, you can count on a wrap with tuna and Kewpie, and it is divine. Dave had doubts about this, and then when I made one and shoved it in his mouth, he goes, "Oh my goodness, that was actually good." I go, "See?"
Yeah, well, I hadn't had that chili tuna before. I was really into it.
Oh, Serena chili tuna.
Mm.
Yeah, it's bloody good.
Ironically, eaten while harvesting our own fresh bluefin tuna.
Yeah.
Can we expect
Yeah.
to see? Oh, we already answered that, didn't we?
That one. Yeah.
Top tips for chasing estuary perch.
Yeah.
We need someone like Shane Lowry on for that. Actually,
Or
Mitch would have been good for that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to pretend to be an expert on that.
Look, he would tell you something in a few years later.
I have caught them with Shane down at the Glen Elg.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, they're really good at it. Yeah, just peppering snags, small paddle tails and wriggle tails seems to be pretty effective. Low light surface lures are pretty good too.
Yeah.
But not much knowledge on that one from me. So we'll get someone on that can tell us a bit more about that.
So Joey's got a bit of a fan on live stream here. Bo's asking, I thought you said Joey was coming on. Where is the king? He's a bit of a king.
He is a king. What can I say? He's let the team down. Take it up with the man himself. Send him a private message.
Just a house inquiry will get his attention, I reckon.
Now, Adrian, I might have to...
oh, Jesus. You're burping.
No, I just think maybe I might need to wrap it up because my voice is getting worse and worse.
That's cool. And guys, thanks for those tuning into the live stream here. It is obviously going to go up straight away. And yeah, thanks so much.
Yeah, no, I thought I was out of the woods with the old...
Oh, just a quick one, Dave. Yeah. Patrick's asking 24 or 37 kilo for barrels.
Oh, 37, mate.
Yeah. Well, I've got 24 kilo outfits and they will do the trick.
And someone else has asked, tell us how to catch perch in Western Port. Well, the ones we've caught in Western Port were just near Stony Point there.
Yeah, in the mangroves. Yeah. But you got to go at high tide because that's the only time you can get to the mangroves.
And we got them on, can't remember the exact model, but it was like a shallow diving, longer, slender lure.
Oh, like
if that helps.
Like a trout minnow thing.
Like a small, like, what would it be? Like 60 mil maybe.
Yeah. Nice.
Hope that helps.
All right, guys.
Peace
out.
What's
up, you bloody legends? Thanks for listening to Win Against Tide again. That's it for another episode. Please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You'd be doing us a massive favor. Thanks, guys.
Yo, Joey.